what we find most difficult is finding people with basic numeracy and literacy. And one of the analogies that I use for that is the VAT test, where I also interview a lot of young people that come through the system. And the question I always ask is, can they recalculate gross VAT back to net VAT? Or maybe some of the people in the audience might find that difficult too, I don't know. But where you say if something's worth £120 with VAT, what would its net value be without VAT? And I keep a little log of it all the time. Over 85% of the people I ask that question cannot calculate that simple piece of maths.
It's interesting that if you ask many sort of 15, 16-year-olds who are approaching their GCSE in maths, you know, what's it for, that they'll say to get a grade C so that I've got a chance of getting a job. But schools, you know, have been put under lots of pressure to achieve good grades, which has got to be a good thing, hasn't it? But they focus, therefore, very much on the grade rather than on... There's a difference between exam success and educational success. Okay, well, I think that getting more young people to choose STEM subjects is partly... It's partly to do with the advice they get from their teachers in school. It's partly to do with what they see as the reward for doing STEM subjects. Right. And I think so I think the industry definitely has a role in being quite sort of vocal about, you know, we really value people to do these things, and therefore, you know, we'd support you in doing that.
I was going to say that we positively encourage our staff to engage. And I was just thinking, why wouldn't you encourage your staff to engage with your customers? Because most of our customers, especially the candidates, they live through Facebook, they live through Twitter. That's how they want to communicate.
The head of HR at the end of this conversation said, well, let me just give you my perspective. And I think it's a very powerful point. And bear in mind that we're talking about graduates here. So 5 years ago, as he went around universities talking to the graduates about coming to work for his industry, an industry, by his own admission, is seen as quite a blue-collar, industrial industry, but he's trying to attract the top talent into it. The top question he got asked, rightly or wrongly, was what was the company car policy that they provided. He's seen that shift, and the top question that he now gets asked today by those same graduates is, what is the IT policy? Can I use an Apple Mac? Can I use Twitter? What is your use around social policy?